Sentire Media.
Welcome to the Stop Italian Sounding podcast, uncovering authentic Italian food. I'm your host, Robert Campana, and join me as we delve into the rich heritage of genuine Italian food, exploring its legends, history, and traditions. Through important tips and insightful interviews with industry professionals, you'll gain a deeper understanding of authentic Italian food. Welcome back, everyone, to the Stop Italian Sounding show, uncovering authentic Italian food. So, today, we're going to briefly talk about Italian wine and what those letters mean on the neck of the bottle. First of all, let me start by being that stick in the mud and remind you that when consuming wine, it should be consumed responsibly and legally. Okay, now that I got that out of the way, back to Italian wine. So you pick up a nice bottle of, Barolo, and you notice the letters DOCG on the neck of the bottle. Then you pick up a bottle of, let's just say, Pinot Grigio, and you see DOC. What do they even mean? Well, they're all classifications of Italian wines. Not all Italian wines, however, will have the DOCG or DOC labeling. So I want to briefly discuss these classifications. So there are actually 4 of them, not 2. And I'll start with the lowest and then work my way up all the way to the highest classification. So the lowest classified Italian wine is called Vino da Tavola, or VDT, which literally means table wine. And these wines aren't bound by any specific regulations regarding grape variety, production methods, and aging. They're wines often intended for immediate consumption and are usually less expensive than other Italian wines. They could be a good option for those looking to try Italian wines at a more, let's just say, affordable price. However, just because it's considered the quote-unquote lowest classified Italian wine, that doesn't mean that one should look down on these wines. They could be excellent because ultimately it is up to you, of course, the consumer. So anyway, working our way up the ladder of Italian wine classification, after Vino da Tavola, we have the IGT wines, and IGT stands for Indicazione Geografica Tipica, or Typical Geographical Indication. And an IGT wine is labeled with the locality of that creation, but does not meet the requirements of the stricter DOC or DOCG designations, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. So all grapes within the IGT wine should come from the region stated, of course, on that label. There are no other requirements for this category in terms of style, and it allows foreign grape varieties to be included as well. And in order to recognize an IGT wine, it'll say IGT or Indicazione Geografica Tipica somewhere on the label. Next, I'm going to discuss the 2 highest classifications of Italian wine, starting with DOC wines, or Denominazione di Origine Controllata. And you'll notice the DOC label on some wines, not all of them, obviously. And this label ensures adherence to strict production standards. The system guarantees that wines are made from specific regions using defined methods and grape varieties, preserving traditional practices and ensuring quality. DOC wines obviously have to follow regulations related to that geographic origin, grape types, and of course, winemaking processes. A step above that, we have the DOCG, or Denominazione di Origine Controllata e Garantita, which denotes even higher quality through additional checks and standards. You may notice the DOCG label on some Italian bottles of wines, and DOCG wines must meet even more rigorous criteria than DOC wines. This includes stricter production rules, more detailed geographic boundaries, and mandatory quality checks. They also undergo, of course, additional testing and inspection to ensure they meet the highest standards of quality. And this includes tasting panels and chemical analysis to guarantee the authenticity and excellence. DOCG wines are considered to be the quote-unquote pinnacle of Italian wine classification, representing the best in terms of quality, tradition, and craftsmanship. Some examples of DOCG wines could be Barolo, which is known for its powerful red wine made from Nebbiolo grapes in Piemonte. It's also aged for several years to develop its characteristic flavors, obviously. There's also Brunello di Montalcino, which is produced in Tuscany from Sangiovese grapes, and it's renowned for its robust and complex red wine, which also benefits from extended aging. And then there's also the Prosecco DOCG, which is specifically from the Condigliano Valdobbiadene area within the broader Prosecco DOC area. And it's a sparkling white wine, which is recognized for its high quality. In 2023, believe it or not, Italy produced approximately 47 million hectoliters or 4.7 billion liters of wine. So all types of wine. And this figure represents a huge volume, keeping Italy, of course, among the world's top wine producers alongside, to be fair, France and Spain. And of course, Italy's wine landscape is extremely diverse, as are its cultural and geographical features. So stretching from the Alpine foothills in the north to the sunny coasts of the south, Italy's wine regions benefit from a rich variety of terroirs that contribute to its massive wine production. We're talking about rolling hills, mountainous areas, and coastal plains, each offering unique conditions for wine production. Italy's many microclimates and soil types creates a mosaic, let's just say, of growing environments ideal for many types of grape varieties. In the north, for example, regions like Piemonte and Veneto are renowned for their prestigious wines. Piemonte, with its cool, foggy climate and complex soils, produces acclaimed reds like Barolo and Barbaresco made from Nebbiolo grapes. Veneto, also known for its diverse growing climates, produces both robust reds like Amarone and refreshing whites like Soave. Central Italy is also quite celebrated, obviously, with Tuscany being a highlight for its iconic Sangiovese-based wines, including Chianti and Brunello di Montalcino. And moving even more south, the wine landscape becomes warmer and obviously more Mediterranean. Regions like Campania and Puglia thrive in this climate, producing bold reds such as Aglianico from Campania and Primitivo from Puglia. And the southern regions benefit from extended sunshine, as you would imagine, and heat, with help in ripening grapes to full maturity and developing rich, intense flavors. Sicily, for example, the largest island in the Mediterranean, also offers a unique terroir with its volcanic soils and sunny conditions, making it ideal for native varieties like Vino da Tavola. Anyway, as we wrap up today's episode, Italy's wine heritage is deeply rooted in its terroir, where the interplay of climate, soil, and traditional winemaking techniques shapes each bottle. From the alpine coolness all the way in the north to the sunny warmth of the south, Italy's diverse wine regions produce an incredible array of wines that reflect the country's rich winemaking history and its commitment to quality, as we just discussed a few minutes ago, when it comes to the classifications such as Vino da Tavola, IGT wines, DOC, and DOCG wines. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the stories of authentic Italian cuisine. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe to this podcast for more insights and interviews. Also, feel free to reach out with your thoughts or questions on our social media channels at Stop Italian Sounding or on our website stopitasounding.com. Grazie a tutti e alla prossima.
Hey, podcast producers and show hosts. Do you want to join a podcast network that celebrates all things Italian? At Sentire Media, we understand the allure of Italy and its unique culture. Our devoted team of hosts and producers are all driven by their shared passion for Italy. And we work tirelessly to create the best lifestyle podcasts and content that will whisk you away to the very heart of Italy. With us, you can savor the mouth-watering flavors, get lost in the stories from the past, break down the cultural barriers, and truly immerse yourself in the vibrant traditions of this intoxicating country. If you have a great podcast idea or are already in production and would like to join Sentire Media, head over to sentiremedia.com, that's SENTIRE media.com, and find out how to submit your show.
Sentire Media.